a jingle, but we haven't done it yet. Heads in the shed, heads in the shed. We'll be talking shit and we might invite some friends. Heads in the shed. The S is important. Not that important, honey.
It's pretty important. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey!
It's Brooke McClyman and Adam Eckersley, and we have another amazing guest with us today.
The legend, the one, the
And
only.
give it up for Paul Fluffy
Sinclair.
Sinclair. Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, cunts. You fucking things.
Thanks so much for coming to the Wang. Heads in a shed.
Heads in the shed. Head with
Head-
an S. That's very important.
Look, it
We were
is
just discussing how important that was. I disagree. It's not as important as Brooke suggests.
Listen, I'm happy to
Yes.
give you head in a shed.
Yeah. Well, it's all right.
Like, I'm not.
That would be
I'm,
a different kind of
Cement or on the
podcast.
carpet.
I need to
The
keep my
carpet.
knees.
I'd have to give her head on the carpet.
Oh,
dear.
wow, we've
dear, oh,
shit.
dear, we're
We've
off to a
started
good-
off to a good start.
Jeez.
Welcome to our property, and
you.
I've been so excited to meet you in person. I know we've been talking through Instagram
2.5 years
for
ago.
2.5 years.
True.
Yep, finally, been trying to get here.
You've had some adventures since then.
Yeah, I have. I've done, 40-odd thousand kilometres in 2.5 years. Only up the east coast, really. Victoria, New South Wales, southern Queensland. Went as high up as 1770.
Oh, right on.
Wow.
Agnes Waters.
It's informative too, your whatever you call what
My videos.
Your videos. They're informative. I was watching one the other day about the bird of paradise
Oh, the
plant.
Strelitzia reginae.
It's interesting.
We used to
know.
have them at the front of our old house.
Yeah, lovely.
And I got with the garden clippers, well, brand new, and Adam goes, just trim the birds of paradise. I loved it so much, I cut the whole thing down because I just kept that slicing.
because they
It was
get
amazing.
messy. Yeah, they need that. They
Just
love
slice
a bit
the
of
whole
a
thing.
prune.
But once you pointed out the bird and the direction of flight,
I
you
know.
can't unsee it.
Yeah, the beak's down the
down.
thing with getting the nectar out of the
Yeah.
tube.
That's
So
pretty cool.
the favourite plant. I love lots of plants, all of them really.
I
except
feel like you
lantana.
love life, Fluff.
Well,
Can I call you Fluff? Is that what?
yeah, of course you fucking can.
Good, because I wasn't sure. Like, is it too formal calling you Paul?
No, they fucking forget Paul, but they never forget Fluffy.
Fluff. No,
No.
Fluffy's good. It
Makes
suits
our
you.
names pretty
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah, we-
As if they weren't boring enough. Brooke and Adam.
Our
Adam,
names
B
are
and A,
so
yeah.
boring. B and A.
DNA, I've seen it on the fucking furniture out there.
It's everywhere.
I
We've
know.
got it everywhere,
And
mate.
they've been fucking labelled, so...
Yeah, we can't change them now.
We can't change. So,
Where do we start?
You have such an interesting story. Like, I'm such a massive fan of yours.
Thank
the
you.
joy you bring to millions of people that follow your page is quite amazing. And that's how I was in contact with Fluff, because I reached out to you and I just couldn't help but comment going, you make my day. You are just fabulous.
Well, I saw
and
your little
incredible.
Brooke
McClyman.
fucking blue chick thing come up as is now following you. It's like, get the fuck out of here. I mean,
Well, I'm surprised you even...
forever.
Mate,
you and your sisters.
I know, and I just didn't realise you even, knew who we were. You never do, I guess. You know, you just
No,
do
you
your
just-
thing, and
I
you
never
reached.
fucking saw you.
That's okay. You have now.
Yeah, and I thought, fuck, and then I sent you a message. I can't believe you're following me. This is on the 23rd of January.
Yes.
22.
And I remember when you wrote back to me, I said to ads, I went, oh my God, Paul Fluffy Sinclair's just written back to me because I was a fan of yours. And I said, we're chatting. And here's the story, I think, where we start off. You were travelling up then to Hervey Bay. I
Yeah.
saw on one of your reels and what was happening on social media. And I wrote to you then going, Fluff, my mother lives in Hervey Bay. Do you need somewhere to stay? And you wrote back going, yep, I actually do. So my mum met you
Yes.
before I did.
That's right.
Yeah, we
And you went out for lunch.
We did at some place on the fucking beach and had little mini crab fucking burgers, whatever they're
Who
called.
were they? Oh, that sounds awful.
It was
but
beautiful.
It
We
was
had a
crab
great- with
burgers.
Your mum, Tony, and Ty.
Yep, Tony and Ty.
That
You had a
was-
bit of a crush on Ty, didn't
Ty
you?
was hot. He was
The Thai guy.
Ty guy!
Yeah, he was.
He's handsome.
Yeah.
There you go, Ty.
Hey,
still
watch
fucking
out,
see
Mum.
him.
Fluffy's coming for Ty.
Yeah, well, she sat in between the both.
Oh,
of
she
them.
Oh,
knew.
what a cock block.
Yeah.
But that's how our story met. And now we finally met today. And again,
Yes.
yeah, so where
and-
do we start with you? You have an interesting story. I know that you, what was it, years ago, you started out in, can I say the police force?
Yeah, Victoria
Okay,
Police Force,
so-
to be precise, down there. That was in '88.
Holy
So
shit.
when Prince Charles and Lady Diana were in Australia for that bicentenary Australia Day fucking
Expo 88.
Was that Expo 88?
celebration of a nation, and the tall ships fucking came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I lived down at Ocean Grove on the coast, surf coast, just near Queenscliff. And the tall ships were sailing into Port Phillip Bay. And I remember we went to the fort, us locals, we could get in to the fort and we watched them come. And I got fucking sunburned as anything, like your fucking legs. The other day.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. White,
And
red,
then I was
pure
starting
white.
at the police force at Glen Waverley in Springvale, the academy, the next week. A week later, and I'm fucking red raw. And then I started peeling. I looked like I had fucking leprosy.
Really?
And I had to go to the police academy.
Oh my
fucking
God.
picking the skin off. And yeah, so that was back in '88. So I ended up, I don't know, 5 years general duties. Didn't like that.
Hated it.
Yeah, I hardly fucking booked anyone. I'd let them off.
Because did you feel bad?
Yeah, well, you pull them over if they were speeding or did things, and then
Did you get some stories though from people?
oh yeah, fucking heaps.
Like just like blatant lies, like just trying to weasel out of a fine.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's the best.
yeah, and like they fucking got one if they tried to do that.
Oh really? Yeah, because you knew you weren't stupid.
But the ones that didn't try and get off, it's like, yeah, you're right. But further up the road, old mate fucking
He's going to get you.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's not as empathetic.
he's got his pen.
So you went from general duties.
General duties, I took promotion up to senior constable after 5 years and ended up
Wow.
in fingerprints because I play piano really
Yeah.
fucking well.
Yeah,
So
you-
I sort of thought that was an interest, and it got me off the street work. So you'd go to crime scenes, but it was after the fact. It was what it-
Shenanigans.
yeah, and so I would go and collect evidence, fingerprints. There was murder victims
Oh
on
my
the floor,
God, that's heavy.
bodily fluids, and I would go in, and it was before none of this fucking digital camera stuff. We had old Polaroids,
Yeah.
like with the thing you had to put in, take the picture and pull it out and fucking
Shake him.
slap it, and then yeah. And then we'd gather the evidence, and then I had to escort with the coroner the body back to the forensic pathology place in South Melbourne, and then be in the autopsy room. So any evidence that was gathered from a murder victim, the pathologist would hand it to me like a bullet or stab wound. We'd fucking measure with that little, you see the ruler with the little measurement and the lines.
Because you
I've
watch
had
so
to
much like
Yeah, I
crime.
love this
take the
see.
fucking pictures, and then I'd have to sign the evidence that I've received it off old mate fucking forensic pathologist, fucking David, whatever his name was. And then I would then hand that evidence over to the detectives, and that would just get recorded. And one of the first things, and I find this quite interesting still to this day. So with a murder victim, the first thing the pathologist would do after the external examination would open up the body cavity and would go straight for the adrenal gland, which is this little tiny fucking gland in
So
here
they cut,
somewhere.
cut them from.
Yeah, so they'd
Really?
do a T incision and then open up to the rib cage, and then that
wow.
would get removed like a big fucking spare rib thing you'd put on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Is this still happening today?
Yeah, yeah. So they'd go straight.
Really?
Yeah, that it doesn't get old. It all started from a couple of guys called Vern Plukan and Dr. Cordner. They studied forensic evidence in forensic pathology. And so they discovered this adrenal gland. So if a victim was conscious, and when you get the adrenaline, that gland blows up to about as big as your thumb, and that's
Wow.
what pumps the adrenaline around your body.
Hey. way.
So
So
you
if
get
you're
a
conscious-
buzz. So if you're conscious, so if they were in a fight for their life, like say just a physical assault or whatever, that would be inflamed. So that would then, this is the murder victim knew
What was going
What
on?
was going
on.
on? That's so amazing to know
So
that.
then you'd go for stuff under fingernails,
Yep, they scratching
Yeah,
them
that,
and fighting
and
for their
it
life.
sort of would send the forensic examination down that avenue. But on the other hand, if they were taken by surprise, like say in your sleep, and were murdered, donged over the head or shot or stabbed or something and didn't know what was happening, the adrenal gland was a little thing.
Yeah, interesting.
So that would be the first thing. Okay, victim knew what was happening,
This one didn't.
this one didn't. So that would then determine the whole detective investigation. So, and when I retell that story, I think, fuck, that is just so clever. And it was Professor Plukan and Cordner that discovered.
First noticed it.
Yeah, back in the
Wow.
50s.
So my ignorance, I do apologise because I never rocked up to a bloody murder scene or anything. But
Don't think anyone
tell
has
me,
that expectation.
obviously they will sew them back up before, or is this when someone is murdered, which is sad, obviously, but then like if they don't want to be cremated, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
everything gets put back together.
does.
So then
They stitch them back up.
They take samples of like organs, and the intestines will come out, and they'll look for things like appendicitis. There was an X-ray done on the body, so they would then determine replacements, joint replacements,
yeah.
or plates. Like I've got a metal fucking plate up here from years ago from a depressed fracture in the cheekbone. That sent the fucking MRI off when I.
That would have.
Yeah.
Oh,
I heard them.
magnet.
Yeah.
So tell me, you were in the police force for how many years?
So 7. So I did 2 years in like forensics and fingerprints,
wow.
and then it was before the computers. I think the computer out then was a 256, but now they're fucking terabytes and everything.
Yeah.
So that was as slow as, and the fingerprint computer was this big fucking thing like Batman, like in the Batcave, with
Yeah.
those wheels and
Wow.
spinny thing, and there was a big platform. There was 3 platforms. You had to feed the fingerprint form in, and it was an old DOS-based system with big
Yeah.
clunky notes.
What
in
a
the
time.
Yeah. And
So it's what, 7, how many years, sorry?
well, 7 in total, but 2 years in that forensic thing. And then they were going to send me, it was before DNAs had been discovered decades ago, but it had just become a tool of evidence. So, because it was quite expensive back then to, I don't know, analyse
Yeah.
and do all the fucking DNA strands and everything. But there was a couple of cases they used it, and it got up in court and won. And so I was one of 4 of the last like sworn police members to join fingerprints. And the people after us were unsworn members. So they were like public servants.
Okay.
Or there was people out of university.
Dedicated to the
Yes.
forensics.
Yeah.
studies.
So they weren't sworn members, and that was back in 94. That's when I left, the end of 94. And only just the last couple of years I realised that fucked up the whole evidence gathering, because as a street copper, you got to learn a crook's behaviour. So I'd go to a crime scene and the detectives would be there going, oh yeah, here's the... And I'd go out the back and look for the broken window and, okay, the glass, there's a bit of glass missing, and I'd look over the fucking fence and there's a shard of glass. So they'd smash the window and pick the glass out and fucking throw it over the fence. And I'd jump the fence, get the bit of glass.
Fingerprints.
Yeah, and it was, and you knew those fingerprints were definite offenders. So on a full pane of glass, there's only fingerprints on one side, but there was, on these pieces of glass, there'd be
Of course.
He's grabbed it.
You've got no other reason to fucking grab both sides, do you?
So, and then I'd be gathering more evidence and all of that sort of thing. So the reason I left was because the 4 of us were going to be sent to La Trobe Uni to just study this DNA stuff. And I didn't want to do that. I loved it. on the job.
You just wanted
I didn't want to go and do 7 years at fucking La Trobe Uni.
Fair call.
Have you ever regretted not going down that path now where DNA's
Were
got to?
you
No.
so when you got out of it, once you didn't go to La Trobe, was that because it was meant? Did you get out because you were over it, or was you mentally
They
full on?
said, you haven't got a choice, Paul, you're going to uni. I thought, well, I have got a choice. I'm fucking out. There's my 3 months
that was
notice.
your reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck
Okay.
you, cunt.
Fair call.
Fucking things.
Yeah.
Tell me what
So
to
then,
do.
okay.
And where did that lead you then?
I opened up a plant nursery down at Geelong, a garden landscaping little retail plant nursery.
How long were you there for?
That seems like an
5
obvious
years.
progression from fingerprints to plants.
I loved it. I was good. My petunias at my apartment.
That
were
makes
fucking
sense with the
beautiful.
birds of paradise. Why you
Yep, my
you love all your
lobelias were lovely.
wow.
I'd trim them.
Yeah. Now, see, I would be a terrible person to work for you because if you made me trim, like I said, I
No,
would
you-
trim everything to bare bones, to nothing. I wouldn't have a garden.
It's just fucking take the secateurs off you and put them and lock them up the
You're,
Hilux.
you're a front of house. You're just
I'm
welcoming
front of
people.
house. I'll
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
How about I take the money?
Take the
Yeah,
money.
you're on the microphone.
I'll do
You'll
the
get the talking stick.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Plants.
I
We've
bet
got
she fucking
plants.
takes all the money anyway.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Fucking you're dressed in.
That's right.
The brown sugar.
Actually,
fucking
that is my jumper. Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
that's
He
all
took
you
my
get, the
jumper.
I don't
fucking
get my own jumpers.
No,
I have
you
to
get the
pick up the
hand-me-downs.
dregs. Yes.
things.
So you did the plants in Geelong.
Yeah,
And-
that was 5 years, and I
Yep.
sold that, and then it got into hospitality. So I worked at the casino, hotels, just learning bar work. Fucking hated that. You became a vampire, like living at night time.
Nighttime. Did you? I can imagine you would have been. You loved talking to the
Yeah,
customers
I
because
did.
you're very
I
social.
enjoyed it.
I always found working in bands that when you're doing like back-to-back nights where you exist just at night time, and it's really interesting because
you
it's
said-
a whole other world
It is.
that a lot of people never see.
And like you're always performing or in hospitality working when all the punters are enjoying themselves. They're out for a night, and
Yeah,
you've
that's
got to
right.
fucking put the show on.
It's really interesting. And then there's truck drivers, the people
Yeah.
that you see at 3 a.m. at a servo or
Oh,
whatever.
the fucking roadies.
Yeah.
Roadies.
We're
yeah.
kind of all the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. I like that. We're vampires.
Yeah, and then you fucking sleep all day. You miss all this.
I mean, but you're not a vampire because you've got no fucking teeth,
No,
so you
well, I
can't
still
sink it
got
into
teeth.
anyone. So, I mean,
I have got teeth. I get fucking trolled.
oh yeah, show us your teeth.
I get fucking trolled all the time.
Do they?
Do they troll you on the
pick at
freaking?
anything.
What do you tell? Do you just ignore? Do you
I
just
used to
block out
play
the
with them.
noise
I used to fucking go back and forwards. I thought, no, fuck this is dumb. I'd rather give time to
to people who love you?
Yeah.
Good, because you're a
They say-
beautiful person.
go to the fucking dentist and get some
Is that?
fucking
Hang on,
teeth.
wait. Do you leave your teeth in your hanky?
Yeah.
I love that. You don't.
Where else
obvi-
would you put them?
well,
Well, you got to fucking wrap them up. Otherwise, they get fucking dirt on them from
Oh,
your
true. They
there
get
you go.
fur and fluff and hair on.
And
them.
if there's a boogie in there, it comes out of your same fucking
can't
thing.
watch. Sorry, I'm just going
I've
to
got
watch
the
you
bottom
put.
one. See, there's a plate because I've still got teeth at the bottom to hold the plate.
You need. Yeah.
Got to be careful I don't get the whiskers.
Oh, that'll do it.
That's. Oh my
You're a-
gosh! You are
What a
turning.
transformation.
You are turning into a different human right
And then
now.
I've got the top one.
Okay, wait. So show me now. That's okay. Oh my God! You are handsome either way. But this
Yeah,
is
it's a beautiful
fantastic.
smile.
Well, so have you.
You have
both
a
of you.
beautiful smile.
Yeah, and you've got real teeth.
How long have you had the teeth out and the
Yeah. What
plate?
happened? Yeah. Why? What happened? What?
So it was 22, early January 22, and Christmas 21, I was at a friend's house up on the border at Corowa, and they'd just put this swimming pool in. And they'd come up and stay. We just put the new pool in. One of those magnesium fucking things.
I don't even know what that is.
And a big, not chlorine or salt.
So it's
just
better
other
for you?
stuff. Well, it feels nice.
Okay.
They're on the border, big property and a cropping property, and over there next door was a piggery. And I didn't know, you couldn't smell it or anything, but the fucking mosquitoes got me and everyone else. And then a week later, all the mosquito bites healed except for below my knees. And after about 3 or 4 days, from my calf down to my feet was flesh,
What?
was
Whoa.
just...
Were you itching them to the flesh, or it just
yeah,
happened?
Yeah, scratching the bed was like that. in the way
Weeping and
Bugger.
all the plasma, the clear stuff. It wasn't bleeding, but it was that
was
clear
sore.
stuff.
It
Oh,
would have
yeah,
been
it was-
sore.
And it was over that Christmas New Year period. Everything's fucking
Oh,
shot.
so you can't go to the doctor. There's no
it was
doctor.
casualty. And the next day I thought, fuck. And I was at the cafe and I got a coffee and I saw my GP there. And I just lifted up the leg. He said, get to us on Wednesday. I think this was the Monday. And he said, I'll get you in. And he saw me and then had all the bloods done. They all came back negative. He didn't know what it was. He called in a couple of senior doctors a week later. And I'd been on cortisone and antibiotics. That didn't fucking work.
Jesus.
And they put my legs up on the Zoom fucking camera thing and put it on the internet. And there was a dermatologist in Sydney sent a message back. He said, it was 2 words. I can't remember the first one, but not big, long fucking medical Latin words, something, vasculitis. And vasculitis is the inflammation. Itis is Latin for inflammation of the vascular system. And he said, that's not the problem. That's the secondary effect of an infection somewhere else in the body, probably in his mouth.
He picked it.
Just from that Zoom thing. So
Wow.
I got flicked straight over to Benalla, about an hour away to this OPG x-ray. So you put your fucking face in this thing and this fucking around your head. And I was waiting for the pictures, the hard copy fucking thing. And then he sent the email back to my GP and then I was in the car. I was only about 10, 15 minutes down the road heading back home. GP rang me and he said, you've got this vasculitis thing and your bottom jawbone is 80 to 90% degraded. That's where the infection is. I had no pain here.
So you had no warning until the mosquitoes gave you that warning.
And they thought it was because it was mosquito bites. I got tested for that.
Yeah.
Like all those Ross River.
Yes, all that stuff.
Japanese encephalitis.
Glandular fever and all that stuff.
Dengue fever, fucking
geez.
Bairnsdale ulcer.
Did you have so you had no warning, you had beautiful
no warning.
teeth?
I had braces when I was younger.
Looked after your teeth?
Yeah, I'd had a couple out. I had receding gums at the bottom, which I had
normal,
a periodontal transplant. So GP said, I've booked you straight into your dentist. You have to go straight there now we've got to pull the teeth out. So I went there and he pulled all the bottom ones out. Didn't take any top ones out at this stage. And
tell me quickly, what would have happened if you didn't get to the dentist?
septus, I would have gone...
You would have lost your legs.
If I didn't have a heart attack prior to that.
Are you joking?
So that infection
Oh my gosh.
basically took out there was no red blood platelets or something in the cell. So all these infected cells were going through my brain, my heart, down the bottom of your leg because that's your vascular system. And then gravity, all those infected cells couldn't then come back up and go through the heart again. So gravity kept them down there. So there was no, I think your red blood platelets fight infection, something like that.
Let's get wrong with it. We'll run with that.
And that's why the mosquito bites didn't heal down there. So dentists took these and I ended up on these big fucking antibiotics targeting this particular infection. And within days, it had gone. The
everything
leg had cleared up.
Oh, so that doctor really...
Yeah, through that Zoom
knew.
fucking meeting.
What a legend.
Wow. So that's how you... Oh, my God, tell me, did that cost you a fortune, like, to
No,
get all
it
this
was-
done, or was it all right?
I think the dental extractions, I had 3 extracts over 6 months. And so I had 2 extractions and then the third one when I went, and I got second opinions and everything and she said, get rid of the whole top but keep some at the bottom to hold a plate because if you have a full denture at the bottom, it floats around because of that fucking thing under your tongue, that
Right. The
perinalum or something, whatever it's called. And so anyway, so I got that second opinion, went back and he said, oh, who was the second opinion of? I said, oh, a lady called a friend of mine.
Yep.
And he said, she was my lecturer at dental
So
school.
wow.
So he took that straight away as that's what we're going to do.
That's code.
Yep.
Yep.
So anyway, they pulled but the third operation or procedure, he said, you're still infected, and I was on mushed up food.
Oh, wow.
So we had to open up the gums at the bottom and get the sucker thing in the sockets where the teeth
Wow.
would come out.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Were you?
that was
Can I
horrible.
ask? Mentally, was that would have been quite hard to like your teeth are part of who
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are.
Well,
Like
that was.
I feel like that would if this happened to any human.
Yeah. Like
What
that quickly too.
that
It's not a
quickly and to
gradual-
go. There's no choice here. You have to remove your teeth.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
didn't get a say in
mentally
it.
this would be quite hard. How did you handle that?
Well, I did.
Yeah.
I made videos.
Well, it's made so now,
Yeah,
and that's
I made
how
videos. And I hadn't.
you became
I've always
Paul
said
Fluffy
the
Sinclair.
word cunce. But because I had to, no, I'm going to take him out again.
Yeah. Well, at least, hey, you've shown
He's
everyone
got
he's
teeth.
got teeth. Leave
Back
him
off,
alone.
Fucking trolls.
Back
Oh, I
off.
just fucking spat then.
They deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and so the fourth procedure, all the top ones came out. That front two, oh, that was like.
Were you out to it or you were awake while
No, it was in the chair.
Oh.
And then I look at the little bench next to me, and there's fairly brutal.
Would have been.
yeah.
Yeah, so I couldn't eat for not even mashed up food. I was on like broth.
Was that before paper straws? Because that would have sucked to
Still
have
had fucking
you
paper
still had
straws.
decent straws.
Not anymore. They're all fucking plastic.
Imagine that happening now.
Yeah, like aren't we fucking glad we got onto the fucking plastic straws and then all these
Paper ones
off
are
the plastic.
crap.
Yeah, I know they fucking dissolve.
Oh, they
Shit.
Yeah, not fucking happy, Jack. And
No,
then
I'm
the
not
steel
either.
ones, I've had a couple of steel ones, they just fucking clunk.
Oh, and they'd hurt.
Obviously, whoever made that decision's never had their
cold.
teeth out.
Exactly.
So yeah, I just made videos and then
this
teeth
is-
came out and then this is early 22
Yep.
and then I was on the fucking thing, took a video and the auto captions where the words come up, the fucking machine listens to your voice and because I had this lisp, it
Because you had no
spelt,
teeth.
yeah, it spelt the word cunce, C-U-N-C-E, instead of the T with the
Yeah,
T.
yeah, which is even better.
Yeah, so and I thought I'm going to fucking run with that because
Yeah.
it's going to bypass all the algorithms of that bad word.
Because they would have shut you down
Yeah.
with that word, right?
They,
But
yeah.
it's that like CUNCE is not a bad word.
Yeah, and then it just went. I was on that fucking TikTok app to begin with, and I was up to like 300,000
Far
followers.
out, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. And then I've got an advisor. She's not my manager, but she's been in the game for years, and she sort of advises me. And I'd do these live things. I'd go live for about an hour, and when I'd go live, like Michelle said to me, she said, "Do you realise how many people follow you?" And it's like, "Yeah, 300,000." She said, "You know,
Far out, that's a lot.
do you realise how many people that is?" It's like, no. And she said, well, picture the grand final down at the MCG, the AFL grand final, 98,000.
3 times that.
You've got 3 of those stadiums.
Pretty
Wow.
amazing because you are
That's huge.
you are
know.
so. I feel like you are the everyday Australian. Everyone thinks like the way you think. Like you really do connect with a lot of
I just-
Australians.
So after everything I've been through, I just say what I...
What you
It's
feel?
real. It's refreshing.
real.
It is. And then, so teeth came out, lost my job, got my new teeth. And then I thought, fuck it, sold everything up, hit the road 1st of November 22. So that was what, 2.5,
Yep.
bit more years ago. And then ended up here at the Wang.
How amazing!
I just love that out of a bad situation,
Yes.
it's created something fucking
Oh,
brilliant.
there's fucking more bad situations happen. It doesn't fucking stop.
They don't all turn into good
No,
things.
No.
No, well, you were just telling me about your latest fucking little mishap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caused yourself a bit of a mischief.
I did. It was a big mischief. And so it was 12 months ago. I was house sitting a house at Gloucester, New South Wales. Beautiful.
Beautiful part of the world.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just up
And
the road.
I was just weeding. The house was on the market and they lived down at Maitland at Newcastle. And so I was just there mowing the lawns. And then one afternoon I just tripped on a brick in the thing, stumbled forward and face planted a glass of water on the little table like this fucking thing.
Oh,
And severed my nose, banged my head, unconscious,
Were you on your own?
On my own. My phone was up at the camper trailer. Ian was in the bed in the car.
That's your dog, you whippet.
Ian, the whippet.
Yep.
He would struggle to make a phone call too.
Yeah. Well, just can't hit his nails along. He
Yeah,
can't
come
fucking
on,
hit
go
the
and study
code.
Lassie. What was it?
So, yeah, and fucking Skippy the kangaroo.
Yeah.
We've got plenty.
Someone's chopped their nose off.
Yeah, but I broke my neck, C5. I didn't realise that this. I had pain. I just sort of jarred my neck as I went fucking down, covered in blood.
Out.
So I woke up and it was early morning, maybe 5. Didn't have a watch on or a clock, but the sun was just coming up. I'm fucking covered in blood, and so I found my glasses and I went to the mirror. I thought, fuck, I have to go to hospital. So I just got in the Hilux.
And you drove? You drove yourself?
Yeah, to Gloucester Hospital with Ian and the thing. And once I mentioned I got the sore neck, I went straight in a brace thing and fucking strapped down on the bed. And then they were going to send me to Taree, but they didn't have an MRI scan in case I needed an MRI. So it ended up being transported down to John Hunter Hospital and, yeah, ended up there 7 nights, broken C5. Shit. They sewed my nose back on.
Hey, can I just say something? They've done a bloody good job.
I know.
You can't really tell that you've got... I know that I'm sitting here, I can just see what they've done, but it's
good.
brilliant.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's still numb. There's no feeling.
Oh, you won't get that back.
No.
You don't rely on feeling in your nose too much, do you? It's one thing you can do without.
But sometimes I get a bit of an itch because I get hay fever. Not this far north. I get a bit of an itch.
Bit of an, but you can't.
You can't scratch it. Oh, that was I know it's itchy, but I can't feel where to scratch.
No, I don't know where the fucking itch is.
But you can still smell right out of it.
Yeah, I can
So
still
you can smell bad smells, good smells.
Yeah, and I so 7 days broken C5. So the first 2 days I couldn't get in the MRI. Old mate, neck fixing man, surgeon.
Neck fixing man.
Yeah, he wanted to do a MRI to see if there's soft tissue damage in C5. So the bone like opened up like that. And it was 90.
You were so lucky you were walking still.
90, but it didn't break all the way through, it just opened up. If it had done that, I'd have
It would
been
have severed the cord.
Holy heck.
quadriplegic straight out. So I still had feelings, but I'm strapped down, but it was sore, and I'd get pins and needles and like shooting.
Were you
pain.
frightened at this stage, surely?
Oh, yeah. I did. I thought, I'm never going to get out of fucking bed again. And they put me on that fucking endone. Is that what it is?
Oh, my God. Did they give you the suppository up the butt?
No, I just
you had to take it in the mouth. No,
I
listen.
missed out.
Did you love it? You missed out on the...
That was David later on, a week later.
Yeah.
I loved it up the
never had it
suppositories.
before that stuff, and I was fucking
You
shit.
never had it?
No,
Did you love it?
endone. Well,
I love that.
I was probably full of adrenaline because I didn't feel unwell. I had to, because you've got to have a tablet under your tongue, a non-nauseating fucking thing.
Right.
And then they give you the endone. Then you have a coloxal because you get fucking bunged up.
Yeah, right. That's annoying.
And
Got to work it
so
out
all
like
these
an
fucking
accountant with a
tablets.
pencil.
I had that in the morning at the Gloucester. Then I had another one before I got in the ambulance about 3 in the afternoon. Then I had that green whistle.
I've heard the green whistle's awesome.
It was only little.
Did you suck the whole thing
Stop
out?
the size.
Fucking, well, it is just quietly. As they say, I want to be sucked, not annoyed. But I sucked that fucking thing dry. I mean, get to John Hunter and I go in. And, and then they had more endone, so I was fucking shit-faced.
Yeah.
So I'm lying in there strapped down till old mate come back with the MRI. Ever been in one of those things?
Now listen,
Strapped down, no.
Strapped down, no, and you've got to close your eyes in the MRI because it feels like you're very claustrophobic.
Yeah,
but
and they put the
being
ear...
strapped
and I
down,
was on
that'd be
that
another
board thing,
level.
so they kept rolling me over and pulling me across. What the fuck was that?
Billy, she
Did you
just
hear that?
yells at me constantly. Far out.
Fucking hell.
I mean, she's big enough and she just keeps yelling at me. Feed me. Sorry, but
Jesus. So, in the tunnel, and they give you a panic button, and the fucking old mate MRI man puts headphones on me. He said, "What music do you want?" Have you got to? I don't want to hear music. I want to hear the fucking machine. I'm interested in like noises
yeah.
and music, and I knew they made noises. I'd seen them on the YouTube fucking thing. I said, "No, I want to hear it." And he said, you have to wear the headphones. We just won't make any like playing
Like put
music.
anything through, yeah.
And the fucking noises.
You didn't like it?
I fucking thought I was at a Avicii concert.
Really?
It was great.
You loved it? Was it?
Yeah. The worst fucking thing in the hospital was those beeping things. Everyone's got a beep beep.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and I'm making videos in the hospital. And do you know what? And I posted them while I
Yeah.
was in the hospital. It was a King's birthday week in June.
Yeah.
Last year, 24. And I was making videos, and then I was getting all the nurses that come in. Oh, well, you've got a visitor. Who's Nigel? I went back. Oh, yeah, met. So all these cunts,
You were getting
fans,
freaky, like some weird fans.
stalkers, were turning up. So I told them a
no.
story, and they're going, "Oh my God, it's you!" Because I was all bandaged up. They couldn't really.
Did you have
see
your
my
teeth
face.
in?
No, they came out at this stage.
Well, you would have been recognisable.
Yeah, I was making videos, so they had to vent all the phone calls and the people coming up, and
To protect you.
yeah, and I got the fucking window. I got moved 3 times in that 7 days, so I got downgraded from the big. I wasn't ICU. I was in a high dependency ward. They fucking come in every 30 minutes. They got to.
So you couldn't sleep.
No, fucking beep beep.
He's still alive.
Yeah,
Beep,
and
beep.
fucking beep. And they
Gotta
put the
take your
thing-
pressure, take your
God.
blood pressure. Yep. But they never gave you suppository. I feel like you missed out.
No, and I
They're
was on the endo.
unbelievable.
So old mate said, he said, we can't operate because we can't get access to in here. So he just wanted me to get out of bed, learn to walk, and
wait for
let
it to
gravity
Do its thing.
to its thing. So it's healed, but the new bone, the bone didn't go back.
Yeah.
So it stayed open and it healed within there, grew new bone, but it kept growing and it's now pushing on the spinal column
Yeah.
up
right.
there.
So they can't
Has
fix
it got
that.
like a little calcium spur thing?
Yes, it's two. You can see it. I've seen I can't remember which scan it was. It's not the MRI, that was in colour. It was a black and white one. It must have been the CT scan. And you can see the spinal column and it's got two, I fucking see it.
Wow.
The pokey bits. coming
So since you've had that done, I'm so glad you're okay and you can
Oh,
walk.
so
So
am
you've
I,
gone
yeah.
you've gone and had your whole body looked at, haven't you? Because your health, you're
Yeah,
in
I
tip
did.
top bloody shape now.
Yeah, so it's 12 months. So old mate neck fixing man wanted a final 12-month MRI just to go on
Yep.
record of the healing. So not MRI,
Yeah.
CT. So I had that done, and the GP then said, while you're in it, let's do your whole torso.
Were you a bit scared?
No,
Like I always, when you go for your bloods and all you know, when you get checked out, you're going, God, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah,
like you
well-
just, you know, you really don't want to hear the word C. You know, we don't want.
yeah. Well, the first
or
day
anything that's
afterwards,
wrong and-
I was all right, and then I was booked in 7 days later because they did blood tests and everything as well, and then I started to exactly what you said.
You get scared. The waiting between.
The head fuck. It's like, we've
What
got
if
this,
I'm-
or there's going to be a lump.
True,
Yeah,
yeah, you
tumour.
What else are
do.
they going to find?
Yeah, and I'm going to have some fucking.
I'm gonna die.
So anyway,
Which is
that
not funny to
came
laugh
back
at,
all
sorry.
clear, and so neck fixing man put me on meloxicam, an anti-inflammatory, and that just wasn't
Good. You didn't
working.
like
I
it.
still had shooting pain everywhere where these bone spurs on. Anyway, I'm now on this fucking Lyrica, this nerve.
We've been on that. That was
what I
what
was
you
on
were on.
after me microdiscectomy, yeah, with me back.
That's
'Cause
why I
you've
knew
had a
it.
fucking back.
Oh, yeah,
boo-boo
my
as
back
well.
shit too.
You've
Yeah.
had all sorts of weird stuff go on. And then your heart as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just, you know what? This is a good reminder. Anybody out there to go get checked up. Go have.
Just the peace of mind. Like,
Yes.
okay,
Absolutely.
I'm very lucky that everything came back clear. The waiting was like fuck, and then the medication, this Lyrica, that's 6 pages of fucking side effects.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of them, but they're good side effects. They're not bad but I've still got to watch the dosage. And I'm only on the fucking low microdose. Some of the people are on
Heavy
fucking-
duty.
You've double dosed yourself recently,
Oh,
actually. Do you want to talk about this?
No,
you
well,
did.
That was just, that's all my heart medicine. I'm on blood
Heaps.
thinners
He's
and
on a
beta
cocktail,
blockers
like
and
not
shit.
the
I nearly
cocktail.
rattle when I walk. But the other day we were just in the kitchen. I'd had my morning dose.
Yeah.
And then at night I'm supposed to just have 2 pills, but we're just there chin wagging.
No,
and
we
not-
drank a shit ton.
No,
of
we
red
hadn't.
wine.
Not when I
yet.
double
They
dosed.
they've said to me, be careful when you drink. It's like, I fucking be really careful I don't fucking spill it.
Yeah,
I fucking
yeah,
still
exactly.
love a can. I fucking had
Yeah.
a few last
Well, I
night
washed
around
them
the
down
fire.
with me pills, but that night we were just there chatting, and I just grabbed another day's full 7 pills. So I'd
You
had
weren't thinking.
Do you separate them like in a one
yeah,
of
I've
those
got one of
his
those packs.
Webster packs?
Yes.
Fucking old granny.
I've got a Webster pack.
The
But still,
Webster
twice
old grandpa
one other
fucking
time I woke
Eckersley.
up hungover, and one of those not mornings where you don't quite know what day it is, and you're like,
Oh, it's every fucking day for me.
I woke up
Yeah.
and then I went back to sleep. Then I woke up again thinking it was the next day, but it was only like 2 hours later, so I double dosed myself.
He double dosed himself. Oh man!
But
Not the
seriously,
fucking
now we,
brightest candle on the cake.
No,
is it?
I had 2 mishaps,
yeah, so 2 minutes, and
which is
then
pretty good.
And what happened? Did you go all fucking...
I just got a bit fucking weird. Yeah.
Bit weird?
Yeah. Well,
bit,
that,
bit like Foley into a window.
that
weird.
wasn't just
like,
the pills.
Did he
That
have
was,
crash?
I also,
mate. He fucking
well, I drank a shitload of wine that
He
night. That's
fell
what
in.
did
We
it.
don't even know where he fell.
I was taking
He's
my
You
bent
went
boots.
up his.
fucking cunts up.
I was
went
taking my
cunts
boots
up,
off,
mate.
did.
He did.
and I fell
I've written a
forward.
tune about that.
Oh yes,
Oh, could you play piano? Actually,
I did that.
You went cunts
Can
up.
I
you
went
sing
cunts
that?
up.
do you have that song? Could you play it? Sing it for us?
Yeah, so
Go.
I've only written one verse.
That's all right. How's it go?
So
We'll
it's
just pretend.
based on a 12-bar blue.
Oh, yeah. 12-bar blue. I love that.
Was it Gloucester, New South Wales? Had 6 can of pale ale. Looking after a house. Weeding the cactus garden. Had a fall, tripped on a brick. Went cunts up. And guess what I did? I broke my neck.
I went cunts up and broke my neck. I went cunts up and broke my neck. I went cunts up
and broke my neck.
I went cunts up and broke my neck. I went cunts up and broke my neck.
And that goes again.
Yeah, that's so good. Hey, we
know.
need to get the piano out and play that.
We'll do that. I played it last night on your good fucking Kauai.
Yeah. You listen to Tiggy play. You
Yeah,
both had a
fucking
song
Beethoven
together.
for
You're
a
incredible.
release.
Are you going to be touring anytime soon? Like, what's the future plan for
The
Paul Fluffy
future,
Sinclair?
So I'm going to get 8 to 10 tunes down. I'm going to record them and release them,
Yep.
and then do another show, a bit of a mixed comedy show with Paul Fluffy Sinclair on the piano as well, and maybe a band.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's exciting. I'm getting tickets to come to that.
So, no,
Absolutely.
you can get a fucking free one.
Well, you know what? We like to actually support
Yeah,
our
well,
fellow
so do I.
musos
Yeah,
and
I get off
and
tickets.
entertainers because it's the only way we make our money.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
promoting live music, and
Yep.
I'm off to a live show. You've asked me to stay. You're going to have a wang this Saturday.
I
but
know,
Yeah.
but you know what?
Already
You are
come in.
welcome.
You'll have to come back.
I want you to come
be
back. We're doing
anytime.
heaps of wangs. Actually, anybody who wants to book in for this year, we've got a few huts available. Just email me at hangatthewang@gmail.com and I'll book you in. And you're going to come back to one, I'm pretty sure.
I am on the
26th
Sure,
of July.
that's it.
Well, hopefully, if this is not aired by then or if you're later, they've missed you and, you know, for whatever.
they're fucking lost.
Just come.
They're lost,
But you know
exactly.
what?
Yeah.
You can come anytime you want.
I know you said that so many times. I'm very appreciative of,
Yeah,
of
don't be
this
silly. We
whole
love ya.
experience. I just I can't believe where this journey's
Taking
taken
you.
me.
Have you met some incredible people?
Fuck yeah, just like famous people.
Wow. Well, you're famous, but you're no,
are.
we're not. But listen, you're very famous. Like I feel like you're like mega superstardom, like social media guru, man.
Still the same, and I still
Yeah, you
say
are, which is beautiful.
what I fucking think. Might not be the most politically correct thing to say, but
Yeah.
it's my fucking page. If
It
you
is
don't
exactly.
Fucking
scroll the
oath.
fuck on, you cunt.
That's right.
How hard could it be?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And, like people comment, not a lot. I get fuck all trolls, but there's a couple of little negative comments. Oh, you should be fucking put down or something.
Oh, see,
and
that's
it's like,
mean.
why, if you don't like it, scroll the fuck on.
Yeah.
Like type a comment. It's just going to tickle the algorithm up,
Yeah,
or their algorithm, to get more of
you.
It's like
100%.
That is so
fucking
stupid.
Yeah. You know
They're
what it
stupid
is?
and rude.
They're bloody jealous. And I feel like people who
And
don't
bored.
have jealous and bored, they've got nothing nice to say, they're envious. And you know what? We just got to block out the noise and just ignore.
Yeah, so some I block and delete.
Yeah, I
Others
would
I
too.
leave them there for people to read. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what,
part
Fluff?
of it.
I
It
think
is. Yeah.
we think you're fabulous, and thank you so much for coming on our podcast today. Heads in a Shed. Well, we feel privileged.
Absolutely, mate. We
Man,
appreciate
I'm
it.
privileged.
Yeah,
But where's
down-
your next adventures taking you?
Got to get these tunes down. That's the next thing.
Well, if you need any help with any of that, you just ask Ads and I, and we'll see
Yeah, I
if we can
fucking will.
accommodate.
Yeah,
We'll,
yeah, about
absolutely.
that.
We'll
If you
try.
need a harmonica solo on your blues
He's the
song,
man.
they'll break
I
in your
went
fucking-
cunce up
Yeah, I can put a
and
blues
broke
solo.
my
eh?
neck.
Yeah, and fucking gonna get a riff from Dallas Fresca.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Dallas is a legend.
Fucking oath,
She's
she
incredible.
Yours.
What a
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, fucking
I haven't seen
shreds,
Dallas for
like-
years, but she's a
She's
fucking
a-
monster.
Well, she's just toured with ZZ Top and
Wow.
fucking,
We need to get
Rosa
Dallas
Chatham.
on here.
That'd be
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
Yes.
do.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Listen, you've got to write to us. Please, everyone, give it up for Paul Fluffy Sinclair, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed it
Imagine
today.
He's got fucking teeth.
Yeah,
He's got
cunt.
teeth.
They're in his hanky.
There they are, fucking things.
We'll see you next time.
Anyway,
Heads in a shed.
Heads
hang
in
at
a
the
shed.
wang top.
Woohoo, hang at the
Fucking-
wang.
No, I can't love you.
Yay!
You fucking things.
Take it away, Paul Fluffy Sinclair. You.
I was at Gloucester, New South Wales. I'd hacked its can of pale ale, looking after a house, weeding the cactus garden. Had a fall, tripped on a brick, and guess what I did? I broke my neck. I went Cunce up, broke my neck. I went Cunce up and broke my neck. I went Cunce up and broke my neck. I went Cunce up and broke my neck. I went Cunce up, broke my neck. Cunce up, broke my neck. I went Cunce up, oh, Cunce up. I went Cunce up and broke my neck. I went Cunce up and broke my neck.
Take it away, honey.
I'm back at Gloucester, New South Wales. I'm back there again. I'd only had 6 can of pale ale, looking after a house, weeding the fucking cactus garden. Had a fall, tripped on a brick, went Cunce up, and guess what I did? I broke my neck. I went Cunce up and broke my neck. I went Cunce up and broke my neck. I went Cunce up and broke my neck. Up and broke my neck. I went Cunce up, broke my neck. Cunce up and broke my neck. I went 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 Cunce up and broke my neck.
Cunce broke his neck. Paul Fluffy Sinclair. Woo!
Went Cunce up, talk. No, Cunce, love you. You fucking things.